Okay, we're good to go.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Just putting my phone volume down so we don't get interrupted.
Well, what did we share last week? I mean, not last week, the last episode.
A lot. I think the
Mhm.
last one was about sleep.
Mm, okay. I think that was a good topic. And another general concern most women have is the main concern is their tummy fat. The first thing they want is, I just wanted to get rid of this specific area, but I'm okay with the rest of my body. That's all they wanted to do. They think they can just locally just get rid of the belly fat and the rest of them stay the same. Can you recommend someone who have that challenges?
Getting rid of tummy fat just takes, well, number one, it takes a desire to actually want to do it. And I say that respectfully because some people talk about wanting to do it, but they don't actually care to do it. And this isn't about opinion. This isn't a judgment. This is literally just being very transparent. Because the first step, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I was just going to add something. I forgot to add it. I think when women say that, I think they know working out. You have to put a lot of effort. I think when they say, "I just want to work this area," meaning I don't have to. I don't want to have to work so hard. You know, it. I think that's what they meant. Well,
Correct. And that
right.
boils
So
down again to mindset because there's no such thing as I don't have to work hard. And you know that, right? You know, just from personal experience, everything takes some hard work in the beginning. So for someone who says, I don't want to work hard, well, I say this with respect, then you should just love your body the way it is. End of story. End of
they
story.
meant yes.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts to that equation. And I say that again with respect because I was one of those guys that thought, oh, maybe I can just do like 10, 20 push-ups and get a big chest. Well, no, no, Alan, no. It's going to take several months and proper nutrition and training. And then I moved from that to, okay, well, I just have to work out really hard, but I don't want to diet. Well, no, that doesn't
Right,
work either, right? So what I'm trying to answer in a very respectful but honest
right,
way
right.
is number one, that mindset of I don't want to work too hard,
Mhm.
get it out, chuck it, throw it out the window. Anyone who thinks anything even remotely close to I don't
Mm,
want to work hard or I don't want to do too much, those are usually the people that end up getting the most disappointed.
right.
And but that applies to everything, including fitness, right? Like someone doesn't want to work hard at their job, they lose their job or they make less money. Someone doesn't want to work hard at their business, then they don't have much of a business. Someone doesn't want to work hard on their friendships or their communication and relationships, they don't have good friendships, they don't have good relationships, right? That same principle applies to
Mm,
transforming your midsection or the rest of your body. If you want to change your midsection, if you want to get rid of the tummy fat, number one, psychologically, you have to allow
mhm,
yourself the thought that for a short period of time, both in days and weeks and months, you're going
mhm.
to transform that mindset from, I just want to do a little to, I want to do a lot because I want that result to happen faster. Now, of course, there are some people that have some sort of medical issues or challenges. That's different. But for the average
Mhm,
person that can work hard at themselves, yeah, you
mhm.
definitely want to first say, okay, I'm going to commit, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days to transforming my midsection, and I'm going to work at it. Number
Mm,
two, the definition of work at it means that you have to have enough consistent days to demand your body to change.
right.
Demand means that your body will not just give it to you. It
Mm,
won't. It won't. Not if we're talking about losing the weight to build muscle. Okay. You can, in contrast, you can lose weight and not do very much. But there's a limitation on that, which is you'll just get a somewhat thinner waist or midsection because you'll melt off body fat, maybe by consuming less food, or maybe like some people, I don't recommend this, but some people will just use a magic pill or a bunch of pills alone, which can reduce the size of the midsection. However, we're not just talking about midsection reduction, we're also talking about the health and the strength and the vitality of a strong, lean core. So it's everything. It's not just the way it looks, but the way it operates, the way it feels. It should be great, right? So to
Mhm.
have that combination of looking good and feeling good, which you, Helen, is what you represent. You don't just look good, you operate good. You're physically good. You're
Mhm.
young, right? At 52, you're not 52 on the inside. You operate like a young individual. To get that, you got to be willing to work. Now, the workload is literally about 3 to 4 days a week to start. You don't need a lot. You need maybe 10 to 20 minutes a day or per session,
Mhm.
but it's got to start around that area for consistency's sake,
Mhm.
where you break down the muscles. Let's say Monday, you work your abs. Tuesday, you can maybe take it off if you're really sore. Wednesday, if you feel good, you do it again. Thursday, if you're really sore, take it off. Friday, go hit your abs again for 10 to 20 minutes. Then Saturday, Sunday, you can make that optional to either work out on a Saturday again. So Friday, Saturday, back to back,
Mhm.
but only if it's not sore. If it's
Mhm.
sore, you take Saturday off and maybe even Sunday off, and you go right back to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday at a bare minimum.
Mm.
So, in terms of working out, you got to have a schedule, you have to have the psychology, and then you have to just focus on what are you eating that's making your midsection expand.
Yes, I believe when women don't have much knowledge about fitness, so they have this assumption that if you lose weight, our women's most concern is certain areas. We don't want it for them to go flatter, right? So,
Hmm.
so how do we maintain certain areas and tone? I mean, and then get rid of other areas. I think that's what majority of the women who haven't got into the fitness industry want to know.
As some people say, the easiest answer, we will do the easy answer first, and then the more complex one. The easiest answer on earth is there's no secret. You get more active and you eat less.
Mm,
End of story. But the challenge is that most people don't want to hear that because the internet is generally full of, well, there's the secret this and the secret that, and there's really no secret. There's
mm,
secrets in terms of making certain plans very specific to you and
mm,
to your body type, and that I would not even classify as a secret. It's just you can't share something like that on a video here on YouTube where, several million people will eventually see this video. To get that kind of specificity,
mm,
to get something that's specific tailored to you, you
mm,
have to find and talk one to one with that person who
mm,
has the ability to design a program that works best for your body type,
mhm,
for your current strength and endurance capability, and
mhm,
for your current metabolism type, right? So just like going to a mechanic, a car mechanic, or going to someone who specializes in something in particular, you'll
mhm,
need someone who's a little more specialized to
mhm,
make that for you. But on the contrast, so we can give some value in this video,
mhm,
the easiest way that I find is when we're generally talking about losing the body fat and keeping things thin,
mhm,
make sure you eat a lot of protein with
mhm,
fiber so you can
mhm,
break it down. Number
mhm,
two, make sure you're drinking a lot of water,
mhm,
okay, in order to be able to flush out your system, make sure that it's not becoming acidic, because high acid bodies will hold inflammation, which
mhm,
means that someone who's even lean won't look lean because their body will be bloated.
mhm,
Tummies will stick out. It'll feel uncomfortable every time they sit out. Their shirt protrudes. Their stomach protrudes through their shirt. That's not necessarily fat. That's just major midsection problems from the stomach not digesting the food properly, right?
right, right.
And just making sure that you get adequate sleep so that, again, your body does not go into acid but stays in an alkaline state. That's
Mm,
super important.
mhm,
That on top, of course, of being able to do a regular workout for your abs, which you can get on YouTube. Like we don't work for this guy, but I love utilizing his resources.
mhm,
Jeff Cavalier from
mhm,
Athlean X. always,
Yes.
always puts out great videos. Jeff, in the 1 in a million you see this video, we're talking about you, man. We appreciate you. We support everything that you're doing. We love you to pieces. You've been out there for so long, sharing so much good detail. But again, we're not associated to him. We just use his stuff because he's cool. He's awesome. So I mean, there's so much good stuff on Google and YouTube. If someone really wanted to know how to work out, they don't need us. They technically don't. But what they do need us for is, number one, learning to build the belief that it's possible for them, which sounds so like ooey gooey, almost fluffy. Like, come on, man, like belief, whatever. Give me the good stuff. No, that's the good stuff, because I've seen firsthand certain of my past clients who didn't believe they could have a gorgeous body, who would somehow decide to go and work out anyway. And they go and work out, and then they prove to themselves, Alan, look, it's been a year, I still don't have a gorgeous body. Well, it's not that you don't have a gorgeous body despite the working out. It's the question of, did you believe that it was possible for you so you could do everything that's required versus tiptoe, like put your foot in the pool and just kind of go, let's see if this will work. Let's see if this will work. It never works.
Yes.
It never works.
You have to go all in.
You got to go all in,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And the context of all in here is literally, like, if we're talking about abs again, it's a starting point of 3 days a week at 10 to 20 minutes at a time, targeting just your abs, your core area. So the front of the abs, the side of your abs, your lower back, like that's your core, right? So all of those have to be worked to create a smaller midsection frame.
Right.
And just understanding how you got to eat accordingly, so you're satisfied. You're not starving. You're satisfied from the food, and the food that you're eating is helping you get the results that you want. I mean, that's really the bulk of it. But it all stems from belief. If someone doesn't believe that it's possible for them, oh my God, that I've literally had some people invest. I had this one client, wonderful lady, no disrespect to her. She stayed with me until COVID kicked in for almost 3 years, about the same time as you, Helen. But the difference is that she always wished she could get a nice body. She didn't believe that she could get it. So it's like, it's one of those like far-fetched, like, oh, someday I'll get it. And you know what? She worked out like an animal. She worked out a good 2-3 hours a day, an hour with me plus an hour at yoga. And then she would do like an hour. And I'm not talking yoga where you just, you said, no, I mean like like what you do. They're called yoga, but it's like sauna room HIIT training, right? Like you go in there and your push-ups and your sit-ups and your squats and you're punching in the air. You're doing all sorts of stuff for 45 minutes. And then she would go home in the evening and do another half an hour on YouTube. I mean, that's not committed. That's solid.
Right.
But did she diet? No. Diet as in, did she watch her macros? Did she watch what she was putting in her mouth? No. Not necessarily. She just said, oh, I'll just eat whatever. If I want to eat that whole giant bowl of noodles that's as big as my head, Alan, well, I'm just going to eat it. And I asked her why. And she said, well, because I liked it. I like it.
Yeah.
I said, you like it more than you getting your fabulous body? And you know what? She didn't say this, but I saw the look in her face. The moment I asked her that, she did this. She went from confident, like, yeah, I really want these noodles. She did that. And then she went from that to, she sunk when I asked her about her fabulous body. Instantly, that told me that she has a fear. And that fear is the possibility of not getting it. And that's the psychological factor for transformation is so huge, because if we don't address what's happening here, what happens here, you'll get some results, but rarely will a person hit the results and get the results they want. Instead, they'll just get the results that kind of fall on them. Do you know what I mean in terms of difference?
Yes. The mindset, everything, right? I visualize myself on stage.
Right.
Even though I wasn't working at all, but I see myself, right? I see it there.
Right. Now compare that to 2018. Yeah. This is a good story. In 2018, you did not think about stage.
No.
What were you thinking about during the 2018 year of working out?
I didn't have a goal. I just want, like, very general. I want to,
Correct. Right.
I want to look good, but how good, right? You have to be
Right. So what
very
happened to your body
specific.
that year
Well,
in terms
then,
of it? Like if we put you in a bikini
mm,
in 2018,
mm.
what would have been your feedback to yourself looking at your own body in 2018?
Well, I wasn't comfortable putting on my bikini
Correct.
yet.
Why?
No,
Why?
because I didn't have
In a
the body.
nutshell.
I didn't look good,
Right.
right? It didn't look
Right.
good.
Even though you were working out pretty consistently, not as
Yeah, yeah.
much as
I didn't
2019,
give it.
but you're
I have. I
still
only
pretty
give
consistent.
40%, 50%, right? So
Correct. Even
yeah,
with a consistent routine of
mm,
going 2 times a week, 3 times a week,
yeah.
it still wasn't as consistent as it could have been,
Because
both
I
in
wasn't
and
all
out the
in.
gym.
I wasn't all in.
Correct. So
Yes.
that's a perfect example of having that belief. Because 2019,
Yeah.
you built the belief. You
Yes.
said, okay, I'm gonna get up there. You
Right.
didn't even have the result yet.
No.
You believed some way, somehow you were gonna get it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So what happened then?
Well, it was obligation for myself because I make a decision. So it was something I have to do, and so I have to give it all in, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So there
And
was a
what ended up
difference.
happening?
Yeah,
What was the
like
result of
you're
that?
pay like you paying for or something. You pay for it, you want it,
Right.
right? But
Right.
people actually don't have a very specific goal that drive them um, more likely to quit or not doing as well as they should, like not giving 100%. When you have a specific goal, I think because
Right.
I have to be there, right?
Right.
So for your athlete, yes, she probably think about it, but I believe it wasn't specific for her. She can imagine her body. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
Correct. Right. So to answer your question in a nutshell, in conclusion for this
right,
video, how do
right.
you build that midsection? Number one, you got to learn to believe that it's possible
Yeah.
for you.
Mm,
And number two, all you got to do is find out what do other people do to target that area. The
mhm,
internet can, number three, be a great starting point. Let's
mhm,
say someone doesn't want to invest in a coach. Let's say they don't want to buy a program. And I'm not saying do, I'm not
mm,
saying don't. You, the person watching this video, every single one of you are different. So you have to decipher how valuable that is to you. Because in the good thing is this, if you go on the internet, you can research for yourself how to do it.
mhm,
It'll take you longer,
mhm,
but you can do it with your own sweat equity and you can get a result
mhm.
if you just learn to do it yourself. If you don't mind investing the time and waiting longer for the result, go do it for free because it's out there. You just have to grab a little from here, from there, from there, from there, from there, right? Because that's the way the internet works. The internet cannot provide specific, in general, it can't provide specific detail to one specific individual because that one video or piece of content travels to millions of people and everybody's needs are different. So
Mhm.
it's up to you as the individual to grab the pieces and put them together like a puzzle for yourself,
Right, right.
right? If you don't mind the extra work effort and the wait time. But if
Mhm.
you're in a hurry, go get a coach, get someone who's gotten results or gets their athletes results, and then
Right.
hire them to give you that result to teach you. So now you've just cut the learning curve by a quarter, by a third, by 10%,
Mhm.
and your results are much faster because you're not going based on your own experience, but
Mhm.
instead getting the experience from someone else who's highly qualified, who has lots of experience, which then saves you time because you don't have to mess up as much. They did all the messing up for you and
Yeah.
found the route to success. So you don't
Right.
have to go find it. Just take their route.
Right. Right. Yeah. Fitness is is simple, but is there's a process that is not like a, for example, it's okay. I can just do something and get rid of this and that. It's more than and that because it's your whole
Right.
body, right?
Right.
So
That's
there's
correct.
more to look into it because it's it's something that a lot of people think fitness is just what you might call it? It's simple, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I agree.
To get great result, there's a lot of skill need to be involved.
Right. And like anything, everything becomes simple when you get experience. So
Right,
the goal is first to get the experience.
right,
So that way transforming your body does become simple.
right, right. Thank you
Right.
so much,
Thank you.
and I will see you next time.
See you next time.